Hello, my friends. Welcome to Luna English Podcast. This is Luna. Today, I've been reflecting on the simple truth that taking care of yourself first is not selfish, it's necessary. Many people grow up believing they must always put others before themselves. They feel guilty when they rest or when they say no. But why must we take care of ourselves first? It's because you cannot pour from an empty cup. When your mind is tired and your heart feels heavy, everything becomes harder. Your focus, your patience, your kindness, even your motivation becomes weaker. Taking care of yourself is not about ignoring others. It's about making sure your energy is strong enough to support your life. Think about the oxygen mask on an airplane. You put your own mask on first so you can help others safely. The same idea works in everyday life. When you rest, when you breathe, when you take a moment to listen to your needs, you become clearer, calmer, and more able to give. Today, I want you to understand that caring for yourself is not a weakness. It's a quiet strength that protects your well-being and supports the people you love. Why do we often feel guilty when we take care of ourselves? We feel guilty because many of us were taught that caring for ourselves means we are selfish. But this belief isn't true. You are a human being with needs, feelings, limits, and energy that runs out. When you ignore these things, you slowly lose your balance, and guilt grows because you think you should always be available, always helpful, always strong. But no one can be that way all the time. Self-care is not selfish. Self-care is maintenance. It's how you stay healthy, stable, and emotionally present. When you allow yourself to rest, you're not taking something away from others. You're giving yourself space to breathe so you can continue living with intention. Guilt comes from old expectations, not from truth. You don't need to earn rest. You don't need to apologize for taking time for your well-being. When you understand this deeply, the guilt becomes softer. You begin to see that self-care is not a luxury, it's a daily need. And when you meet your needs, you become more peaceful, more grounded, and more capable of giving your best. Why is protecting your mental and emotional energy important? It's important because your energy is the foundation for everything you do. When your mind is tired, even simple tasks feel heavy. When your heart feels overwhelmed, you lose motivation and clarity. Many people push themselves without noticing their emotional limits. They keep going even when they feel empty, hoping things will magically improve. But improving your life starts with caring for your inner world. When you protect your energy, you give yourself permission to rest when you need it, to slow down when things feel too much, and to breathe when your thoughts become loud. This protection is not a wall, it's a boundary. It's a gentle message that says, my well-being matters. When you guard your energy, you respond to life with more calm and less stress. You think more clearly. You choose your actions more wisely. You feel more stable. Protecting your energy is not about escaping responsibility. It's about showing up with strength, peace, and intention. It's how you stay connected to yourself instead of getting lost in the noise of the world. Why does saying no sometimes mean saying yes to yourself? It's because every no you give protects your time, your energy, and your peace. Many people say yes to everything because they don't want to disappoint others. But when you say yes without thinking, you often disappoint yourself. You stretch yourself too thin. You feel tired, stressed, and emotionally drained. Saying no is not rejection. It's self-respect. It's choosing what truly matters for your well-being. When you say no to something that steals your energy, you say yes to rest, yes to healing, yes to quiet moments, yes to your own needs. It's a gentle way of honoring your limits. And limits don't make you weak. They make you human. With each honest no, you learn to live more intentionally. You focus on what feels right. You become more present in the things you say yes to. And you discover that your peace grows when you stop giving yourself away to everything and everyone. Saying no is a skill. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but with time, it becomes an act of love for yourself. Why do we feel the need to constantly prove ourselves? We often feel this way because the world quietly teaches us that our value depends on what others see, not what we feel inside. Social media, work pressure, and comparison can make us believe we must always show our achievements, our progress, our effort. But this pressure steals your peace. When you try to prove yourself, you lose connection with your real self. You start living for the outside instead of the inside. You forget that your worth doesn't come from attention or approval. It comes from who you are, not what you display. The need to prove yourself grows when you doubt your value. And the truth is simple. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You're already enough. When you stop chasing validation, you feel lighter, you feel calmer, you feel free to grow at your own pace without fear of judgment. Proving yourself keeps you in a cycle of stress, but trusting yourself brings you back to peace. It gives you confidence rooted in self-respect, not opinion. And this is where true strength begins. Why is silence sometimes the best place for growth? Silence gives you space to hear your own thoughts. It helps you breathe, reflect, and understand what you truly want. When life becomes too loud, your mind becomes confused. You start following the noise instead of listening to your own voice. Growth needs quiet moments. It needs time to think, time to feel, and time to notice what matters most. Silence allows you to replenish yourself. It helps your emotions settle and your mind focus. When you spend time in quiet reflection, you can identify the habits, patterns, and beliefs that no longer serve you. You begin to notice what supports your well-being and what drains it. Silence also teaches patience. It reminds you that not everything must happen immediately or be shared publicly. Some growth is private, some progress is invisible, and that is enough. True development often happens behind the scenes, quietly, without applause or recognition. When you allow yourself this silence, you build inner strength, clarity, and peace that prepares you for the challenges of life. Why is inner peace more important than outside approval? Because chasing approval keeps your mind restless. You measure yourself against others, compare your life to theirs, and constantly worry about judgment. This creates anxiety, stress, and distraction. Inner peace comes from aligning your actions with your values, not with what others think. When you focus on peace first, you can make decisions with clarity. You respond with calm rather than react with fear. You stop seeking validation for every choice and instead trust your own judgment. Outside approval is temporary. People's opinions change, your internal calm lasts. Prioritizing peace does not mean ignoring others. It means respecting yourself enough to make decisions that serve your well-being, even if others do not understand. When your life is peaceful, your energy flows freely. You become more present, more patient, and more resilient. Peace allows you to act intentionally instead of performing constantly for recognition. Choosing peace first is a quiet revolution for your mind, and it changes everything about how you experience life. Why must we learn to refill our emotional cup? Because when you are empty, everything feels harder. You have less patience, less energy, and less joy. If you keep giving without replenishing, your life becomes a series of small crises. Refilling your cup is about self-care, rest, and emotional attention. It's about noticing your needs and acting on them before exhaustion sets in. Think of yourself like a garden. If the soil is dry, the plants cannot grow. Water the soil first. Replenish your energy through rest, reflection, and healthy boundaries. When you refill your emotional cup, you are more capable of helping others without resentment. You can act from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Refilling is not selfish. It's strategic. It ensures your contributions are meaningful and sustainable. Every small act that nourishes you, a walk, quiet time, a healthy meal, or a kind word to yourself, restores your capacity to live fully. When your cup is full, life becomes clearer, lighter, and more joyful. You can give with love, not obligation. Why do quiet achievements still matter? Because real growth doesn't need applause. Some of the most important progress happens when no one is watching. It happens in private practice, consistent effort, and subtle daily choices. Quiet achievements build the foundation of lasting change. They develop patience, self-discipline, and resilience. When you celebrate only public wins, you overlook the steady growth that shapes your character. Private progress may feel invisible, but it accumulates over time, creating confidence and competence. Every small step, every habit quietly repeated, every decision made in integrity counts. These achievements don't depend on likes, recognition, or approval. They depend on your commitment to yourself. Quiet progress also protects you from distraction and comparison. When your focus is inward, you measure yourself by your own values, not external standards. And when you eventually reach visible success, it feels natural, grounded, and sustainable. Quiet achievements remind you that your life is yours to build. They teach that the journey matters more than the performance. They prove that personal growth is a steady, private, and deeply valuable process. Why is it okay to grow without telling everyone? Because not every step in your journey needs an audience. Some growth is delicate. Some progress needs space to mature before it is shared. When you broadcast every effort, you risk distraction, pressure, or even judgment. Growth flourishes in privacy. When you focus on your own path, you act with integrity rather than performance. You can make mistakes, learn, and adjust without fear of criticism. Growing quietly also strengthens your commitment. Your motivation comes from your own values, not external attention. You develop resilience and independence. And when your results naturally appear, they carry more authenticity and power. Growing in silence does not mean you are hidden or unambitious. It means you prioritize substance over show, depth over appearance, and consistency over applause. Your life becomes a reflection of who you are, not of what others expect. This quiet, intentional growth creates stability, confidence, and peace. And ultimately, it allows your success to feel real, earned, and truly yours. Why do we not need permission to rest? Because rest is not a reward for hard work. It is a basic need, a vital part of living fully. Waiting for permission to pause makes you depend on others for your well-being. No one can give that to you consistently. Rest restores your body, mind, and spirit. It replenishes energy, calms your emotions, and sharpens your clarity. Rest also strengthens your ability to act intentionally. When you pause, you make decisions from calm, not fatigue or stress. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to step back. You don't need validation or approval to take time for yourself. Rest is a form of respect for your life. It signals that you value your health and your mental space. By resting intentionally, you build endurance, creativity, and emotional stability. Rest is not weakness, it's strategy. It is a conscious choice to protect your inner life, allowing you to engage more fully with the world when you return. Resting is reclaiming your power. Why does real strength look calm, not loud? Strength is often imagined as forceful or aggressive, but the most enduring strength is quiet. It is the ability to stand firm without needing attention. Calm strength comes from clarity, resilience, and self-control. It allows you to face challenges without overreacting. Loudness can be a mask for insecurity, while calmness reflects inner stability. People who have calm strength listen carefully, think deeply, and act intentionally. They do not need recognition to validate their power. This type of strength also protects your energy. It allows you to focus on your goals rather than proving yourself. Calm strength inspires respect naturally because it is consistent, reliable, and authentic. It teaches patience, resilience, and confidence that grows from within. Choosing calm over chaos is a conscious decision. It may feel slow or quiet, but it builds a life that is steady and deeply capable. Real power is sustainable. It is rooted in peace, not noise. Why is it powerful to care less about how people see you? Because when you stop seeking approval, you regain freedom. Constant concern about judgment creates stress, distraction, and hesitation. You lose focus on what matters most to you. When your choices depend on perception, you act from fear rather than intention. Caring less does not mean ignoring others. It means prioritizing your own path and values. It allows you to say no when needed, rest without guilt, and pursue what genuinely matters. This shift gives you clarity and energy. You stop performing and start living authentically. Your decisions become stronger because they are grounded in your truth. And as you care less about appearances, you begin to notice your own growth. You gain independence, self-respect, and confidence. This is empowering. You realize that your worth is not determined by others. By focusing on your life rather than their opinions, you act intentionally, protect your peace, and cultivate genuine strength. Freedom comes from this inner focus. Why is self-respect the key to a peaceful life? Because when you respect yourself, you set boundaries, honor your needs, and live intentionally. Self-respect teaches you to say no without guilt and to protect your energy without apology. It allows you to make choices that align with your values rather than reacting to pressure or expectation. Life becomes calmer because you stop chasing approval or performing for others. Self-respect also builds confidence. You learn to trust your judgment and your instincts. You no longer compromise your peace for external validation. When you respect yourself, your relationships improve because your boundaries are clear, your communication is honest, and your presence is steady. You act with integrity, not fear. This foundation of self-respect allows you to live with clarity, calm, and intention. It creates a sense of safety within yourself that is not shaken by judgment, comparison, or expectation. And with this internal stability, you can approach life from a place of strength, balance, and deep peace. What happens when you finally choose yourself? Something beautiful and powerful occurs. You reclaim your energy, your focus, and your life. Choosing yourself does not mean ignoring others. It means you are strong enough to care for yourself while being fully present for others. Your boundaries become clear. Your decisions become intentional. You feel lighter, calmer, and more capable. Choosing yourself also teaches you to trust your instincts, prioritize your needs, and honor your growth. You stop depending on external approval, and you begin to cultivate internal peace. This choice is not always easy, but it is transformative. By putting yourself first when necessary, you create a foundation of well-being that supports everything else in your life. Your life feels aligned, authentic, and steady. You become a person who can give from fullness, not depletion. Choosing yourself is the first step to living intentionally, peacefully, and powerfully. It is the quiet revolution that changes your world from the inside out.